here we are. Welcome back to Embracing the Fight. As you can see, I have a very handsome guest on the screen, and you all know that this is going to be episode 50, Mixed Messages. But I want you to meet the man that's on the screen. I want you to understand who he is, and we're going to jump into talking about what we mean by mixed messages. So, who are you?
Okay. Well, my name is Freeman Walker Jr. I am from Mississippi. I work in corporate America. And I love life. That's about it. That's me.
And I guess you all are wondering exactly how we met. Well, the dating scene out here has been, just nuts for me. And if you watch the podcast, you know that it's been absolutely nuts for me. And I found out that it was nuts for him too, because
Yes.
we met on a site called Pursue Black Christian Singles and Professionals. And he posted something that made me just really say, you know what? We need to have a podcast where we talk about mixed messages when it comes to dating. So, Freeman, can you kind of tell me what it's like for you, dating?
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. Dating after 40 is very different these days. Very, very different. That's how it's been.
Okay.
I would tell anyone, I'm gonna be honest, I would tell anyone that's in a long-term relationship or marriage, you
Stay.
know, really think long and hard, put the pros and cons right there, and ask yourself truly, is this something you can work out, or if this is just a complete, I have to move on? Because I mean, it's difficult. I'm a prosperity mindset manifestation kind of person. This I think as a man, I believe in positivity and everything else. Um, I will tell you though, dating now, I'm a 90s guy and I date as if I'm in the 90s. I'm in this world, but I'm not of this world, right?
Okay.
It's it's very different
All right.
now.
And when you say dating in the 90s, what's the main difference between dating in the 90s and now?
I mean, let's get a loaf of bread, go to the park, feed the ducks.
Okay.
Simple simplicity, right? Let's
Right.
go get some ice cream if you can handle it, or yogurt, or nice walk in the park, and just, I mean, it was simplified back then. It was an old school playlist, and you riding around on Sundays and just enjoying the weather, right?
Right.
That anymore. Like very few women understand the concept of that. And I'm just not understanding. And if it's more women that understand that, brothers like myself, that's what we desire. Where is that woman? And it's just been like that.
But on the flip side, I feel, the same way because now it seems like with the age of social media, everything is, swipe left, swipe right, everything is like clickbait. There's nothing that's really holding a person to say, okay, I really want to spend time with this person, get to know them, because after a few dry what you're doing and hellos and stuff, it's like, well, where is this really going? Because people aren't taking the time to really sit down and get to know one another. But the question I have for you is, where are you really meeting the women that you're trying to date?
So I am on dating sites, right?
Okay.
I'm I'm gonna be honest, like it would be nice to meet someone in the grocery store. It would be nice to see one pumping their gas and then assist to pump gas. But nowadays, things are so crazy. You walk up and try to pump someone gas, a woman gas, she liable to shoot you, because of how the world is. So that kind of takes it away, Or if you are in the store and you have a conversation, it's still weird because it's, why are you talking to me? So I think social media has taken a major toll on how we actually meet. So I meet quite a few women online or just, yeah, it's pretty much online overall. Like when I really think about it, regardless, even if I meet somebody online for a brief moment and then we meet, it's still some kind of connection online of how we actually met. So yeah.
Okay. So can you give me an idea of what your dating profile looks like in general? Like, what do you say?
So mine looks like it's very simple.
Okay.
I love to travel. I love to cook. I am a Christian, and I ask that person, that I'm seeking something real. I am Boaz in the flesh. Just straight up, like my foundation is laid, and I'm seeking. I'm not looking. I'm not searching. It's the process of boy to young man to man. And I'm in my man phase where my foundation is laid, where I am seeking a young lady to truly get to know. And that's where I am now.
So then when women approach you more in your dating profile? Do they get in your DM, or are you reaching out to them more so?
So I went on a show called the Kendra G Show back in April, right?
Mm-hmm.
I honestly, I think she's gonna syndicate over to like television, because this is like it's the real deal. Like she's really good, right? I mean, she is like, and I was on back in April, and women we have reached out.
Mm-hmm.
Not only that, women are reach out, inbox, etc.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, I don't know who I like until I actually have that conversation with them. So I'm a type of brother. Within 3 minutes, I'm gonna know who you are.
Okay.
That's just how I am. That's even meeting like just people in general. Just in 3 minutes, I know what a category I'm gonna put a person in for whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I am when it comes to having a conversation with a young lady. And I'm that's how it is.
Okay. Have you ever thought maybe that at 3 minutes in, maybe a person is having a hard time with really being able to express themselves? Have you ever run into someone that you may think that you need to give another chance to get to know?
Well, it's not 3 minutes as in, oh, no, nah, I'm good. It's not like that. But just 3 minutes of just good energy, right? Just positivity or whatever. Even if you can tell the person is nervous or anything, within 3 minutes, that's that conversation where am I still kind of intrigued by this person after 3 minutes? I'm one of those kind of people, even if it's silence on the phone, about because I ask a lot of questions. That's me. I've been kissed out in 2 minutes. I mean, seriously, I mean, I'm not one to, how people send representative.
Yeah.
I'm so not that guy. I don't know how to send a representative. I am me from the door. And
Yeah.
it's okay. I'm not made for everybody. Everybody's not made for me. So I've had women tell me, nah, you too much. I'm good. Or you cool. And they will want some type of situationship. So I'm beyond the flesh though. You
Right.
know, like they want to kick it, everything else. I mean, that's cool for what it is, but that's not where I am right now. My focus is longevity, seeking something, and I've realized my time is more valuable than anything. So that's how I am now.
Okay, so where do you think the messages actually get mixed up? Because when a woman tells you that they think you are, say, too much, like you just said, what exactly, does that mean? What exactly are you giving off to make them, say that?
All right, so it's not just me; it's brothers like myself. All right, let's just say the brothers that have their foundation together,
Mm-hmm.
and you know they want to get to know a young lady.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have time, to just waste,
Right.
raw. We don't have time overall to waste overall. So, and it's not a rush situation, but if I'm asking you adult questions, and what I
Mm-hmm.
mean by that is we having adult conversations. Like, I want to know your thoughts. I want to know your politic views. I want to know, are you a Christian? What's your spiritual beliefs or what have you? We're going to talk about things like that. I mean, it's good to talk about your favorite color, what you like to eat, and everything else.
Right.
But I like to talk to you a little bit to see, hey, what's your schedule like?
Mm-hmm.
Once you give me your schedule, I'm ready to meet you. To me, that's not moving too fast.
Okay.
That's to me. To me, hey, let's really talk, get to know each other. Hey, let's meet.
it's interesting, that you're having those type of conversations with people where, you get to a point where you're you were saying it was okay, like if you talk about your favorite color and that sort of thing, but you want to get to the place where you actually meet, where you actually, have a conversation. And it seemed like some people, I'm not sure, I could be wrong, you can tell me if I'm wrong or not, but some of the women that you meet, they find it um fast, I guess, if you're asking to meet them after a couple of conversations.
Not only that,
Mhm.
you have some that don't even want to video chat. I got an issue with that. We like if I'm meeting you,
Mhm.
even if you don't want to meet, let's have some kind of energy where we actually having a conversation and we're conversing where we're putting the face with the voice. We're actually conversing where, body language tells a lot,
Mhm.
where we can, kind of get together and plan a schedule or whatever. Cause that's important. If a woman is busy, if I'm busy and you got two different worlds coming together, the first thing we need to do is like, okay, what does your schedule look like for the next week, 2 weeks or whatever? In the meantime of that, we conversing. That goes without saying, you know, um, and it just hasn't been that. And then you do realize that in conversations, why women are single.
That's an interesting statement. Can you give me an example? Of you don't, of course, you don't
If
have
you
to use
bring
any
up your
names or
ex,
anything like that.
if you
Hmm?
bring up your ex or your ex or your situation more than 3, 4 times,
Hmm.
that's a trigger. It's something you're not over, and then you put that on the next man. I'm not dealing with this, and I can't deal with this because he did XYZ, and you begin to go back there a little bit. Therapy tell you if you in therapy or scientific fact states, once you talk about something, you go back there a little bit,
Hmm.
and I've actually had to kind of not stop young ladies, but at the same time, I can tell them you're not ready.
Yeah.
I mean, point blank, and then that's when the cussing out start. How the hell
Mm.
yeah. Oh, it gets deep. It's I'm used to it. So
But after 40, people have been through a whole lot of life, and it's
yeah.
quite different, than when we were dating when we were in our 20s, because we didn't have all the experiences that, we've been through. And a lot of women, well, I won't speak for a lot of women, I'll speak for me. Like when I've gone through things, I don't necessarily give it off to the next guy, but if he asks me about it, I tell him my truth. And sometimes that can be, a bit of a turnoff for them then, depending on, what you ask. So the question is, when you are having these conversations with these women, what are some of the things that you can recall that you've asked that made them,
I
make you
haven't
think they
asked.
should go to a therapist,
No, no, no. I'm,
session?
I'm not talking about when you ask what happened,
Hmm.
right? I'm not talking about that woman or what, right? Because you're both sharing situations.
Okay.
I'm talking about when you're not even on that topic, and next thing you know,
I got you.
you playing therapist. You're the one that they're venting to, and you when you listen, and that's all you can do is listen, because out of listening
Hmm.
you take in and you're asking yourself, is this woman even ready, to even go on? I
Hmm.
mean, because
I got you.
I can ask a woman, and I'm very clear when I say this. Or first off, are you over him? Yeah, I'm over him. Now, are you over the situation?
Hmm.
And how long has it been? Because this is something I realized myself.
Hmm.
You got to take time out to get you together in order to have someone to receive. You know what I'm saying? Like that part is very important. And I don't think, and I can only speak from my experiences, a lot of women take time out to do that, or they take that time out and get stubborn of where they are, and then they do this independent crap.
Okay. So do you
Independent.
find Do
What
you
happened?
find a lot of women after 40 being set in their ways, or is it more?
Hell yeah. I'm sorry. I don't know if this is rated PG or not, but
It's not for
I
kids. It's not for
okay.
kids.
So yes, yes, Lord, yes. You
So,
know, one thing I haven't mastered, and I give this, you know what, and I got to give props to any man that's married or long relationship over 3 years.
mhm,
They mastered something, and the old man told me this before. It's mastering of patience of
mhm.
saying okay and knowing how to twist it when that woman is yeah. It's just like that married man know how to okay. Like I mean, that to me, that is they trust me, that is like a masterpiece of how to actually curve that situation. I haven't gotten now, I can admit I haven't gotten there. I don't know how in the world a man can just sit there and just take that
Mhm.
like that. And I guess because they've been together so long, so it's like he knows how to okay and let that pass. But what about the brothers that's like, I'm 2 weeks in with you and you cutting up?
That just means they're not the one.
Oh, that's what that means?
Yeah, just throw them back. No, seriously, I say that because I'll give you an example. I was getting to know someone
Mm.
that a friend of mine, introduced me to. And he prefaced it with he's single, but he was asking if I knew any single women. And this is my only part in this whole thing. So I was like, oh, this guy has to be, a little different. Maybe. I said, maybe not. Who knows? The first conversation that we had, everything he said was negative, and he was constantly telling me what I couldn't do. And it was just like, wait, you had known me for 10 minutes. You don't even know my last name. Where does this come from? And he was angry and yelling. And I was like, oh, let me call you back.
I
Still,
would have asked my brother, have you had therapy? Have you had therapy and are you over and nothing wrong with it? But because I ask a lot of people, brother, have you sought out therapy?
yeah,
Therapy helps. It really because it's
does.
like a mirror, right? And you realize, because I'm gonna be honest with you, like, oh my God. My thing is, I just had this that happened. It was just I was talking to this young lady, she was a nurse, just talking on the phone.
Mhm.
And she was telling me all these things she wanted to do, and she was 12 years in.
Okay.
So my thing was, have you ever thought about your clinic? Have you ever thought about opening up a rural clinic? Have you ever thought of like I'm pushing her?
Mhm.
And I know, and she was saying, I know my homegirl, she's a nurse practitioner. My other homegirl's a doctor. And it's certain things that I've done research on for investment purposes. I'm like, well, you get with them, you start doing that. That way, that's how you start that freedom. Because she was just saying, I just want to be good. That's why I'm busting my butt to make sure my daughter's through school. I just want to be good.
Mhm.
Here I am talking about the business, what she need to do and everything else. Do you know what that woman told me?
Mhm.
I feel like this is an intervention and I feel like this is a business interview, like a consultant interview. And I'm like, we're talking about business. Like we should be talking about this. And I explain this to her. If I am not pushing you
Mhm.
for bettering yourself, is no need for me to be here. And
Mhm.
that's what a lot of women. Now, this is what I hear. Well, Free, why you always talking about business?
Mhm.
What am I talking about? What what? Hey, like let's be real here. If you doing hair and I know that you fully booked and you doing hair out your house or apartment,
Mhm.
about to go build you a shop or lease a building because I can forecast to
Mhm.
see what that looks like.
Mhm.
That's my gift. I
Mhm.
know what God has gotten from me. My gift, and I've been doing this since seventh grade.
Okay.
I literally can take $10 and make $10,000. I
Okay.
know how to do that. That's just what I've always done, right?
Mhm.
And I know I'm different. And when I get to talking about things, I get passionate and excited,
Mhm.
but I'm also for real about it. So
Mhm.
I tell people, if you just talking, don't tell me what you want to do, because I'm going to have your presentation. I'm going to have your plan together, and I'm going to push you because you said that's what you want to do. My brain doesn't work that way. My brain doesn't work where you would tell me what you want to do, and then it's like, oh, I was just talking. No, I'm triggered like we got to do this now.
So when you're dating, you're having business conversations too, is what
Yeah.
basically what it boils down to. So a lot of women, I can't speak, for all women, like I said, but most women that I've talked to, when you're just going through the stages of getting to know someone, women are looking for like a soft place to land per se. Not saying they want somebody to take care of them or anything like that. They just want to know that when they're talking to you, that you're hearing what they're saying, you're listening, with your heart as well as with your ears, not necessarily with your brain, because your brain comes eventually. Because that gift that you have is going to, help propel some woman into, whatever her vision is. But at this point, she may have just been expressing some things to you that she's had fears about. And now it's like, okay, he knows how to do all of this. I'm not on his level. And they're going to start shrinking back, regardless
I
of the
ain't
greatness
asking
that
that
they
though.
have.
Like, you shrink it back. You can't pray. Let me tell you something. You can't ask God and pray for it. It's the same. You got to be careful
Oh,
what you
yeah,
pray for. Now, when
absolutely.
you get it, you got to be ready, baby girl. Just
Absolutely.
because you shrinking don't mean I'm gonna stop. This
Oh,
train moving.
no, that's not what I mean. I mean, like, say for instance, some of those women that you were interested in, or you expressed,
Mhm.
interest in, and you basically built the business for her while you've had several conversations, and at the same time, she's feeling inadequate but doesn't know how to express that to you because you have done it. This is what you do. This isn't, necessarily who she is, and then she might just fall off
Why
because she
would she
feel
fall
like,
off?
hmm?
Why would she fall off?
No, I'm saying some women will do that just in
But why?
general.
Yeah, thank you. Why?
So let me give you an example of someone I know, and I'll make it vague enough to where you won't know or they won't know, who
No,
it
okay.
is, right? Okay, so I have a friend that started a business. She
Mhm.
had no idea, of what to do with this business. She just knew that, okay, she knew how to make candy, right? And she wanted to try to make all this candy, before the holidays.
Mhm.
And this guy comes along.
Mhm.
She tells him about, her dreams and everything with the candy. Well, the guy's like, okay, you need to, do this with marketing. You need to make sure you have this type of distribution, center. You need to have all these things. Well, after listening to him, she became so overwhelmed. She was like, look, I don't have the money, to do all the things he's talking about. I just really want to start. And the more she would say to him, I just want to start, he kept saying to her, well, you got to build or it's going to fail. This is going to happen. That's going to happen. And she had just left her job of like 20 years to step out on faith. And now someone who is successful is telling her, you need to do these things. If you don't do these things, you won't be successful. And he was constantly telling this stuff to her every day, even though his intentions were pure, it was too much for her. So she was just like, okay, let me just do this. And, maybe we can go out and stuff like that. And he felt like she wasn't the one for him because her personality wasn't strong enough. He said she wasn't resilient. She didn't like face things head on. She had too many fears for him. And then when she did it her way, she's been, selling this candy with no issues, and she's growing, slower than she would have if she did what he said, but she didn't have the funding to do that. She did the best she could with what she had. But in that instance, that guy is gone and now she's single again.
So let me tell you. Well, first off, that one her guy. Because ain't nowhere here I'm telling you to leave your job.
No, no,
Go
no. He didn't tell her to leave her job. She had already done that. She was like,
on faith. Well, okay. So first off, I mean that. Okay. So first and foremost, well, she shouldn't have left her job. You don't leave your job until you make 130% profit over. You make back and then 30%, or you make 3 times of what your salary is for that. That's when you leave that. Because like I tell people, your career is a stream of income. The only time that you leave seriously is when you make 3 times of what that is you make, where that makes more sense because you have a cushion. And out of those 3 years, you can take out certain loans, and then you got a credit line, and the business can start running itself. That's how that works. Okay. But that's me though. That ain't that cat. If you selling candy, first and foremost, we got to look at what that look like. First off, what's your profit margin look like? I mean, I go in depth with it now, but I'm also encouraging you. And if you're telling me you don't have the funds to do it, and if I'm believing in you, I'm putting my money there. You see, now that's when when somebody can talk all they want to. But if this brother ain't putting no money in it, you do it what's best for you. You know, for myself, if I'm believing in something, I want in.
But this was in the first 2 weeks of the meeting, so you would invest in someone.
And that's what's wrong with our culture. I don't care if it's in the first 2 days. If it's a great idea, I want in. I don't have to know you to put something on papers. I'm writing up a contract. We're gonna get a notarized. It's gonna be a document, and we get it in. We are the only. Do you realize we are the only culture structured of Black people, like straight up, that just don't do business that way? I know Indian descents that don't like each other, but they will do business together because it makes sense and they move on. We're the only that don't. And I'm like that. Look, that's a great idea. What we looking like, let's put it together, and I'm in. That way you don't have no excuses. Because I'm in this thing with you.
Okay. So now let's go back to the part that I was interested to hear more about. Like you said, if you were this guy and you were dealing with this particular lady, you would encourage her. How would you encourage her? What would you say? Like, what could you have done different?
Well, first off, we have a conversation. Communication is key. Because that first conversation is, if I'm pushing you, and if you want more personal versus business, then we do that. But if you're looking for me to support you in the business, and this is my lane, and this is what I know, well, I'm going to support you in a different type of way. Because if someone has never done something, you're uncomfortable. So I'm gonna encourage you, and we take steps. We take steps. Consistency is the key overall to make anything successful. But we take steps. Okay. Now, and in this situation, it may not have been just her though. And the reason why I say that is because when the brother stated this, and I'm trust me, I know this like the back of my hand, that she didn't want to push, she didn't want to do XYZ or whatever. He a runner. He's the runner. It's not her. He's a runner. Like straight up. Like you got people. I know, listen, I got a classmate. He would buy the whole bar. He buy friendships. Why you do that? I'm not finna buy you no drink. I don't know you. Like, I just don't understand. People do that. That blows my mind. Like, and you can tell that's their trigger. That's their thing, right? That's what's wrong with them. You know. And then you have the case with the brother. Nah, she ain't gonna work because she ain't gonna XYZ. And it's the fact that he don't want to deal with that grunt or what's about to happen with her to become successful. So yeah, so she does a bullet, I feel like.
All right. So past the business side of things of you, how would you describe yourself, your personality, leaving everything that you know about business alone? If you say you were broke, who are you, and what do you have to offer as far as your personality?
Well, first and foremost, what you consider broke?
Let's say you you in the 12th grade and you trying to decide if you're going to college or if you start a business or what, and you at the bottom you start.
Yeah, I was a little different. See, I threw parties and concerts. Before it's like it is now, I was social media. Like I would have Fifth Ward Bougie to switch a house I was just that guy to throw the parties and everything else. That's how I made my money, right?
Okay,
So
let's pretend like you weren't.
okay. Oh,
Besides
cutting grass,
business.
what I was doing. But see, I was always doing something. I'm cutting grass.
Mhm,
I'm doing leaves. I'm doing roofs, like
mhm,
wood,
mhm,
hog in. I was doing manure, like that was me. I always had something going,
mhm.
you know, that's what I did. So let's just say, for example, it was a down month
Okay,
and I only had $50 to my name.
all right,
And I met this fine young lady.
okay.
Oh, I'm getting her. Oh,
What do
I'm
you,
getting
what do you have to offer her when it comes to your personality?
me.
That's what I
Period.
mean. So say I don't know you. Say I don't know anything about you. What is the strongest personality trait that you have that would draw me to you?
I'm a protector.
Okay.
I just I'm it's a book called A Spook by the Door. And I realized that when I was like 33 and I was in this meeting and this executive was like, man, you like the guy that spooked by the door. It's like I've created and met so many where I know who to maneuver and do whatever and connect who, and it's just how it is. It don't cost no money to know somebody. It don't cost no money to do whatever. And
Mhm,
that's my gift. You
mhm,
know what I mean? I may introduce you to XYZ so you can be better.
okay.
You know what I'm saying? If
Mhm,
we go out, back then,
mhm,
I'm getting one of them 7.99 pieces of Papa John's. We're gonna go to the park, chill. And then I'm gonna have my CD player with a playlist and hit that R. Kelly and hit not R. Kelly now. I'm talking about R. Kelly before we knew this. All right. So
yeah,
let's
yeah.
okay.
It's a different.
We're gonna hit that high five, that Jodeci, you
Mhm,
know what I'm saying? That Aaliyah back in there, and we just gonna have a good time.
mhm.
See what I'm saying? Like I'm very creative. I know how to that was me. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. And that's how we do it.
Okay, so how do you let your guard down now to let that same person shine through now that you have, built,
See, that's a
your
problem.
empire? How do
That
you?
guard, that guard down here, he is, I'm right here. And
Mhm,
I'm the same exact way. You know
mhm,
what the problem is?
mhm,
Y'all joking want these $100 brunches. I don't look, player, no brunch is gonna cost 100. I'm just not understanding. With a top of 18% interest for what? Who? Where? I just I'm just not understanding. And then get mad at me when I just want to go have coffee and muffins and we at a bookstore. And
mhm,
let's talk about these books that's in here. Let's talk about something real. Like that's me. And then all
mhm.
of a sudden I'm worth more than why would you even put yourself on that level? Like I'm just, hey, and that's what's happening now. See, you see how that oil and vinegar clashing right now?
Mhm. And what really, I mean, it just baffles me when you say that because like the majority of my friends, there may be one or two, that I know of that are, oh, I gotta have, the brunch, I gotta have, the expensive purses and all this kind of stuff. It's just a couple, and it's not even that they gotta have it from someone. They want to be able to give it to themselves, you know? And the
Give what to
majority,
themselves?
I'm sorry,
Give what to themselves?
like expensive things. They don't necessarily expect, a man to do that, for them. I'm speaking of my friends and the folks that,
But
are
why though?
no, no,
Have
no.
you have your
No.
friends ever thought about detouring from the expensive things and enjoying the humble part of it?
Oh no, that's what I was getting to. What I was
Oh,
saying was, contrary to what you were saying about, these women that didn't want to go to these coffee shops and things like this to have, a meaningful conversation. My friends want that. What I'm saying is they also, if they want something expensive, they're not saying, oh, you got to go and do this for me. It's something that they can do for themselves. They're more concerned with the type of man, that they're meeting.
but check this out.
They want a good guy. They want someone that's going to protect them, someone who's supportive. And it's great, if he has money, but it's not a necessity. It's not like they're saying you got to have this or you got to give me this. They're looking more at the heart.
All
And
right, so now I'm
mhm.
gonna tell you about that. I'm glad you said that. So let's just say I'm dating one of them
Okay.
and they want to go buy something expensive.
Mm-hmm.
If I am dating you,
Mm-hmm.
I am asking, do you have 3 times of what you're supposed to have to take and have that to be 10% of what you have saved? If you ain't got that, you don't need that. That's how my thought process is. Why? Or I'm going to be, or hold on, if I know you want it, and I'm going to ask you this, and ask your friends this, of what female, what is a category? There's only 2 types of females in this world.
Really?
Okay? Ready? It's
Okay.
A and a B. Let's just say, for example, I'm putting all your friends in this pot.
All right.
We on vacation. My grandma always said, you want to know somebody, travel with them.
That's true. Very true.
Man, I don't care if it's a man or woman, that diva gonna come out. I'm serious. All right, so let's just say, for example, we traveling, right? All right, so your friends more purses, perfumes, shoes, what?
No, I'm not saying that they want it. I'm saying if they want it, they want to be able to get
Saying,
themselves.
yeah, come on, I just gave
Okay, let's just
what
say
up?
perfume. Let's go with perfume.
Perfume or purses? Which one y'all into?
Perfume. Let's go with perfume.
Perfume.
Mm-hmm.
All right, a door. Let's just say we're in Paris and you got a door. We in Paris. You see a door. It's on sale.
Mm-hmm.
$5,000. All right, y'all. It's on sale. It was $5,000, but it's like 1,500, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm at the little French shop, get the little things that don't taste worth shit, and I'm sorry, but I'm trying to figure it out, right? The
Okay.
little sales or whatever. And then I go around the corner, I see you in the store. And I'm like, okay, cool. You in the store. And you about to check out. And I see what you got. It's like, yeah, I've been wanting this. Oh my God. And I say, put it back. Now, and you want to ask your friends this. They see this, ask their friends this.
Mm-hmm.
Are they going to put it back? Or are they going to get it? And you can answer for yourself.
So it depends.
On what?
First, they're going to be saying, why is he telling me to put this back?
Because I said so.
Huh?
Because I said so.
But see, that's a lot of women will
What?
see that as controlling.
Is it?
Yeah, that's like me walking up to
It's
you
not.
telling you don't eat those
See?
little
No.
nasty things you eat.
And I'm not going to
Don't
eat
eat
it.
that.
All right. So that's how you see it. But I'm going to tell you how we see it.
Mm-hmm.
That's not controlling. But I just say put it back. I ain't get loud. I'm even killed. And I just say put it back.
No, but I said we would be like, why? Why do you
And I
want
say
to
because I said so.
But that's the part that makes it controlling.
How? I just gave you your answer. How is that controlling? Because something you didn't want.
Because I said so.
Yeah, because I said so.
That stuff your parents used to say when we were
No, you asked me why, and I'm saying because I'm saying I said
do
so.
things without questioning.
No, I said so. Are you gonna put it back?
But it's got to be a better reason than that.
Why? Why?
So if I go to work and I make money and I see something that I want and I feel like I deserve it, then either A, I can buy it for myself, B, I can wait and buy
I
it
just said
later,
put it back.
or
Why are you taking
C,
so long to answer?
or C, somebody could give it to me, right?
I just said put it back.
So why not? So why not say this? If you were thinking about getting it for me instead, say, hey, you don't have to do that. I'll take care of it. There's a difference. There's a difference in how you say things to people to make them to be receptive to what you're trying to do. You have to know the person in order to be able to
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this, and I can't be more clear. We are not women. We don't think like that, and we're not gonna say that. We just said what I just said because I said so. Are you gonna put it back or are you gonna get it?
It depends on what your relationship is like.
I just
how well you know the person.
Be dating.
How long have you been dating?
Boy, you curving that question, boy.
No, how long have you
We
been
in
dating?
Paris. So you think about it. If we in
Hey,
Paris,
I know people who've gone to Paris after a month.
exactly. So, but that ticket was we in Paris. I just said put it back.
No. See, this is where you're gonna run into the issue.
Why?
Because, say you've been dating a long time. She would probably put it back, right? But this is why she would put it back. One, you've had a discussion about, your finances and all that stuff. That'll be one thing. Two, it depends if you purchase your ticket and she purchased her ticket, or if you purchase both tickets.
What does it matter?
No, listen to how I'm framing this to
I'm
you.
glad you please.
So you have where if you bought both tickets, then she might be thinking in her mind, maybe he's trying to buy me a gift. Or you're saying, maybe you don't have the money to get this because we had a conversation and you shouldn't buy this. Or it's one of those things where maybe you already got it and she just doesn't know you got it. It's levels to communication.
No,
You just can't make an assumption.
Listen, trust me when okay, so this is the issue, E. The issue is my foundation is laid and I'm seeking. I don't have an issue finding any woman. The problem is I'm choosing. Mm-hmm. And a lot of men are choosing. So I'm asking you a question. I just need an answer. All I need from you is that answer. And you answer for you. You represent, you're the ambassador of your group of friends. And I need you
I just told you, all my friends are very different.
Answer that question. Are you putting it? I said, put it back. Or are you putting it back?
No.
All right, so you're going to get it, right?
No.
Wait a minute. Are you putting it back or are you going to get it?
No, I'm having a discussion with you in the store. This is me. This is me.
I said, okay, so I said because
you said I'm the ambassador for my friends.
Right. So you represent them at this moment. So I'm saying, put it back. So I'm asking you all, are you getting it? Or are you putting it back?
Neither. We're having the discussion in the store.
No, it's no discussion because I said so. That's it.
So then I would ask you then, is it more important for me to do what you want me to do? Or is there something else connected to why you don't want me to do this?
No, just put it back.
That's not a good answer. That's
you don't have to be a good answer. It's
a horrible answer.
Are you putting it back?
That is horrible. You got to have a discussion.
No,
I am a, for lack of a better term, it seems like I'm more of an investigator. I don't mind being submissive. But I have to understand where it's coming from. So let me give it to you like this. My parents have been married 53 years, right? It'll be 54 in April. Never. When I say never, you can call them right now. Never, ever, ever, ever has my dad said to my mom, put it back because I said so.
No, never. You asked why. No.
Never.
He didn't put it back because I said so. He said, put it back. And then if she asked why.
She would have asked why.
Okay, baby.
And if he had said, because I said so, it was a conversation right at that point for her to understand.
Hold on. But guess who you just said? Your father. And 9 times out of 10, you don't know what they've done behind closed doors was said, but you just know what you saw. But I am saying to you at that very moment, I'm saying to you, because I said so. It's not smart.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
It's not smart. I just gave you the answer. I said because I said so.
No, now, but that's what I'm saying. So
you can answer the question.
No, I'm saying like with my parents, if my dad ever said, hey, we don't need to get XYZ.
But that's your dad.
Why? But what I'm saying is if she says why, I've never, when I'm saying when I was around them, if they ever had anything that came up like that, and he said, we don't need to do this, she would say why.
Right.
And tell her why. And she be good with it. Because
I just told you why.
But that's not a good reason.
Why? Because it's not good for you.
No,
Can we just answer the question?
It sounds controlling. It sounds like
that's your personal viewpoint.
No, I mean it just okay. Being raised in the time that I was raised in, when someone said because I said so, it was an adult to a child.
So now we're talking about triggers.
No. It was an adult to a child. School.
But we're not.
Parents. Everywhere. It was always adult to child. And when a person my age hears something like that,
That's a
it
trigger.
takes you back to adult to child.
I just say a trigger.
It's
We got
it's not really a trigger.
yes, it is. You just said it takes you back.
Mm-mm.
That's a trigger. So
So
now I'm asking you.
it would be a trigger if I would go off about it. Like if you say because I
Oh,
said so and I started snapping in the store, then yes, it's a trigger. But if
oh,
I ask you, you know, to give me a little bit more, that's not a trigger. That just lets me know, okay, why is he's cutting this off for some reason,
I
and I
just
don't
said
know
because I
why.
said so. Can you answer the question, please? Are you putting it back? Are y'all putting it back? Because you represent them at this point, or not?
That doesn't change. I would still say the same thing. I would ask you
You're
to
still in the
communicate with
store.
me.
And I'm gonna say because I said
Right.
so now and then I leave out the store. That's it. There's nothing to talk about. I just said because I said so.
No,
Now it's up to
yeah.
you to do whatever.
If you're going to be that way, it's hard to communicate with you. I will buy
Okay.
it
So
because I feel like
are
I'm
you gonna answer
being
the question
heard.
though?
Huh?
Are you gonna answer the question?
I just said I will buy it. I will
Okay.
bring it
So
back
now,
because I feel
okay,
like I'm
great.
not
You'll
being
buy it. Hold
heard.
on. Okay, great. No, we ain't have to see that's what women do. Y'all add all that. We ain't gotta add all that. This is quite
But
simple.
that's the truth. If
So
you don't
that
feel
hold on.
heard,
No. Let me finish now. That female would buy it. Now let's talk about female B. We go in and pick one of your group friends
mhm,
that's not like that.
mhm,
And I say, babe, put it back.
mhm,
She would put it back, correct?
mhm.
All
Let's just
right.
say she does.
Right.
Mhm,
She put it back.
mhm,
So now let me tell you how this works. Okay. And let
mhm,
me tell you how we are. Okay. And
mhm.
this is what we desire.
So wait, what if I were to say at this point, I don't want to hear that? What would you say?
You don't want to hear what?
What you're about to tell me.
Well, I gotta finish so
You
you
know what I'm
can
saying? What if I were to say, I don't want to hear that?
hear what part.
The rest of what you're trying to say,
By
right?
example, I'm giving you an example of both
But I'm
situations.
saying, I say I want to hear that. Would you just be like, okay? And then if you
If
say,
you
why
want to
don't you
hear
want to hear that? And I say, because I said so, you'd be okay with that? Okay, now go ahead.
that situation,
But that's what it sounds like. I'm just trying to get you
it
to see
doesn't
what
make
it sounds
sense.
like.
I understand the point you're trying to make, but that was horrible.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. My goodness, this host, like, look. So, all right, so the second female puts it back.
Okay.
Next thing you know, she may pout, you upset, whatever. That's you know, and we in Paris, we're enjoying ourselves, but she's still upset because she don't have it. We get back to the house. A week later, we had a weekend rendezvous somewhere. You didn't know. Next thing you know, you got roses. Now we talking about female B.
Mhm,
You talking about female A.
mhm,
Next thing you know, it's something planned that you didn't even know about.
mhm,
Roses come to the job. A car comes to pick you up, to take you to the airport. You ask where we're going.
mhm,
I'm saying none yet. Your sister's already packed your bag. Come on, let's go.
mhm.
You going or you staying?
Now that I will go to, yeah.
Oh, so now we going. Okay. So now you
But I
hopped
can
on.
explain why.
Huh?
I said I can explain why those two things aren't the same.
Okay. So I said Nunya. You asked me where we're going. I said, just come on, let's go. Same thing. Now, next thing you know, walk in the room. Not only your outfit out, shoes out, and you got your decor right there.
Mhm,
That's woman B.
mhm. But why does it have to be a game?
It's not a game.
It
And
is.
this is something that is not a game.
It is.
All right, let me finish with A. That's not a game. Now, let me tell you about woman A. Woman A, she bought it. All right, cool. We hanging out, we chilling. 4 years passed by. I don't understand why he not marrying me.
Oh, you didn't get 4 years.
Let's just say 3. I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. But you know, women that's in 5 and 6 or whatever.
I
I don't
do.
get it. This is. I am saying this to say this. This is something a lot of y'all don't know.
Mhm.
You don't trust, that part we need. That protect is something about when you say I'm getting anywhere, you don't feel like he's your protector because you would have put it back. It's something. I'm gonna give you an example. Relationships that's out here, when a man say put it back, that woman, no matter how she act back then and who she is with now, oh, no problem. He said put it back, cool. Because she believes in him and she knows he's gonna make sure she good. And that's what I'm telling you. That's what I desire. It ain't got nothing to do with, well, I'm older explanation. No, you don't. You're not old anything. You either trust, hold on, either trust that process of who you're with or don't trust it at all. That's the level we on right now. And that's something that y'all don't understand. I don't have a problem getting women, tons of whatever. I'm choosing at this point. Literally, like I desire that particular kind of woman. Not to do what I say or whatever, but to know Free got me. Even though I don't understand right now, but I know I can trust in his process. That's marriage material. You understand what I'm saying? You still have a soul say, but guess what? It means more. And guess what else? It means more because I went out my way to give it to you the way you deserve it. And see, that part women have to understand. Sometimes you just got to take a back seat and enjoy the concept of how the man gives it to you. And that's missing. Right there is missing. Y'all feel like y'all can just do everything, whatever. I had a woman, this is no lie. I literally had a woman, well established, everything else. And I was gonna drive to Atlanta, take her to brunch. I'm playing in a restaurant, everything else. No, I want to play in a restaurant. Man, all you gotta do is tell me what you like to eat, whatever. All right, I'll let you do it. Then call me back. I just want to play in a restaurant. I understand why you successful and single. Like, what is wrong with you? Like, sometimes you all have to kind of separate what y'all accolades are and just be a woman. Be into your femininity and everything else and allow a man to enjoy you. And that's what we're screaming. That's what we're hollering, especially Black women. It ain't the fact that we can't stand Black women. We at war right now. Trust me. It's something about where we just not clicking. Just chill. That's all we're saying.
Okay. So with all that you just said, we were talking about some people that just met and took a flight to Paris, and you said that.
What does that matter?
Wait. So a woman, of course, wants a man who's a protector and someone that she can trust. But on the flip side of that, if she doesn't feel like she's heard, she doesn't feel safe. So if she
doesn't say the key words though. Woman, you want a flight with me to Paris.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's like small things that people do sometimes show you their true character. It's not the big extravagant things, it's the little things. I
agree.
So just like how you're saying, you need the woman to just trust you and go along with it. At the same time, the woman needs to feel that same level of safety when it comes to her being able to be heard. A lot of women, think about it, women, like, I'll just speak for me. Like, I work in a male-dominated profession.
Okay.
And every day I go to work, it's like I have to prove myself 20 times over before they listen, and they still don't listen. And then we going into a store in Paris, and I'm with someone that I really care about, somebody I really want to get to know, that I've trusted to go over here. And here I am, if you know me, if we've had these conversations, that I've been through this sort of thing. So it wouldn't be something that you would try me with to see if I feel safe with you or not.
But I'm not trying. It's no trying. I just said put it back.
I'm saying that's what I'm telling you. That's what it is.
No. You put it in your mind because of trauma you going through at work. That ain't got nothing to do with me. You know my personality from the door. From the door. It ain't no secrets. You know how I am. If I say put it back, put it back. I
But I'm
hear.
saying this
I'm listening.
person,
Hold
this
on. I'm
situation, I
see,
don't
saying,
know
see, I'm
you.
talking. I see. I let you talk, and I normally cut people off. All right, can I talk now? All right, don't worry. I wait. Can I get the mic back?
That is funny.
I get the mic. You got the mic. Which one? Okay, I got it back. All right, great. So this is what I'm saying. You just did with trauma at work. That ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm gonna still be me. If I say put it back, babe, put it back. That's it. Ain't no drama in it. Ain't no nothing. Babe, just put it back.
No, but I'm saying that when you're talking about these people that you're meeting, right? And they're showing like that lady that you just talked about who wanted to call and do, the restaurant and all that stuff. You didn't know her very well, right?
No, I didn't.
Okay. So what I'm saying is if you had known, say she went through something and that was why she
It
was
ain't got
doing
nothing to
that.
do with me.
But I mean it shouldn't matter to you.
See, that's the problem. I don't care. No, listen. When men have their financial laid, we do look, we
So you
bust
said
our
when men
butt.
have what laid?
When men have their foundation laid,
Foundation. Okay.
we bust our butt to make sure it's done.
Mhm.
Why are you coming to me with this mess? You gotta have your stuff together, just like I had to have my stuff together. I don't care what you've been through in the past to
But
get
you
you in
got
that. You
to.
ain't, because you're not there anymore. You in a different season. The Lord have brought you out to put you in, but yet still, you still trying to go back in your mind. No, I'm not doing that. Look, I know what you like to eat. I've had those conversations and everything else. I'm gonna pick the restaurant and everything else. That's just me. If you sitting here talking about, well, I'm gonna pick it, and you've been dealing with simps, baby girl, you ain't dealing with no simps. I'm gonna tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. Now, you can take it how you want to take it. And some people may say that's controlling, directive, strong, whatever. Great, I'll get you a bank sucker. Get out my face. All I'm saying is that's what it is. And when women say they want a man with a backbone, know what he want, how you want to do it, somebody like their granddad and everything else, well, guess what? Granddaddy in me. Because granddaddy gonna do the same thing. Now, eventually, it will be where I know you and you know me, because that's the goal, to know you before you even speak it.
Mhm.
But the process of trust has to be built from a seed, and you all have to trust that process.
So what?
Period. And the woman
So
that trusts that process, I was going to tell you, the woman that trusts that process is the woman that's married. The other women, it's going to be a lot of damn cats out here. That these women, it's going to be a lot of cat women out here. I'm telling you,
I
it's
did
going to be a
not.
lot. And
I did not
scientific,
receive that from
listen,
y'all ladies. I don't
analytically,
receive that.
listen, analytically
Mhm.
speaking,
Mhm.
this is pure fact. It is going to be by 2050, it
Mhm.
is going to be a lot of women with cats, single, a lot.
A lot of men too in that case.
No, I'm telling you, no.
So
I'm telling you, it's a reason why men are in Thailand. It's a reason why they're in Africa. It's a reason why they're in Dominican Republic. It's a reason. It's something about the structure of women in the United States, of what they're doing, how they're doing it. They lost the value of how mama and grandmama was. And you have, listen, I know older women right now that will tell young women this. We Men haven't changed. The structuralized woman, and it doesn't have anything to do with you working or anything else. You still have the part of being a woman to make sure your man is good. And if you don't want that, you can't want half of it and then turn around and have the other half. You can't do that. You either gonna do what needs to be done, because mama still did what she needed to do, grandma still did what she needed to do, right? So be it. But the women that has it figured out, and you know this like I know this, the women that's had this figured out is at home and they communicating with the husband, and it's a team effort of building. And that's what I'm saying. That's the woman I desire.
Mhm.
So if that woman is out there that's listening and say, you know what, I actually see where you're coming from. Hey, we own the song.
I partially see where you're coming from, but then it's like
Partially.
there's this learning curve that it seems like I don't know, that you're going past in a sense. And I can only speak,
As what?
you know what I'm saying, the learning curve. So I can only speak of like what, I've been told from, say, the friends that I have that have been married 20 years and parents and aunts and uncles and folks that have been married, a long time. And one of the things that they say is it isn't that um, trust is like the foundation. They always start off by saying it was communication. This has been a very, very interesting conversation thus far. And, I'm not going to let it end like this, right? You have to tune in next week to hear the rest of this amazing episode. And also, in the comments, tell me what you think about what he's saying, ladies and fellas. Tell me what you think about, what I'm saying and how I'm interpreting, what he's saying. This is going to be one of the most interesting episodes I think I've had in a while, because I can relate. I can truly relate to what it's like, dating after 40 and some of the things that he's saying. And then at the same time, I'm wondering in my mind, am I doing these things that, he's talking about? Or is it something else? Thank you so much for taking your time out today to listen to Embracing the Fight. See you next Wednesday at 6 p.m. for the second half of episode 52, Mixed Messages.